It is the Riot. It is the Worst of the Riot podcast. Hudson here, day 2 with Nikki. I'm just going to keep counting up the days.
We don't need to count anymore. You're in.
I'm in.
First day's always the first, and then the rest it'll just be till whenever.
Yeah. So
till you die.
Before we get into what's in the podcast today.
But who's counting, right?
I happen to be, I was looking at the reviews for the Worst of the Riot podcast. Do you ever read, a lot of other podcasts will read reviews on
they will?
Yeah.
Oh, I guess I forget people
I think that's a way
them.
to try to get you to get more reviews, to get more people to listen, because the more you get reviews on iTunes.
Oh, it pushes you up and stuff.
It pushes you up. So if you want a review, if you've got a nice thing to say, but this is the most recent review that I have, and I want to know, I don't know if this guy posted the review for the wrong podcast, or maybe this means something to you, because it doesn't make any sense to me. This is the most recent review. He says, it's 5 stars because I went over my data usage streaming the show on Twitch and then downloaded the podcast afterwards. I mean, it's that good. Trust me, the sound of Basil's dinosaur mating calls is, well, let's just say the dinosaurs wouldn't be extinct if they had the pitch of this guttural groan.
I don't think that's us.
That's not?
We don't do anything on Twitch.
He said it was worth the $15 data charge for the extra gig, but wait until you hear the I tried to tell you clip of the guy about to pop a blood vessel.
I don't know where that is.
It's the same guy?
But you know what? It's 5 stars, so we'll take it.
Yeah, we'll take it.
We'll take whatever we get.
The guy's name is the John.
You might have missed it. If not, there's not even like some sort of inside joke with that.
No, that's what I was wondering. Like, is that something that Obadiah did on like an old Obadiah plays or something?
No.
That's the most recent review. I don't have a date on it because it's like for my podcast app that's from iTunes, but it doesn't have the date. But that's the most recent one.
Leave it there.
Yeah, and maybe we'll read it on the show.
We'll take any new current 5-star reviews.
Right.
If anybody wants to leave anything else, we would appreciate it.
Yeah, but we don't know what that was. So what's in the show today? The Little Debbie Bandits. We'll get the show started with that, and we also talk about the perfect Father's Day gift that you're going to have to wait until Father's Day to actually even have a chance to buy. I
don't know if hearing us describe it puts the right picture in your mind, but if you Google it or go to the website, I think we did a pretty accurate job. You need to see what this thing looks like.
Let's see. And on the same note, we also talked about the alcohol that is no longer being served on Southwest Airlines.
So bring your own koozie.
Bring your own. Yeah. I wonder if you're allowed to do that. I don't think you are. And near the end of the podcast, there's a nice, good, long discussion about not just the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, but all the crossovers with Batman that they did, which we'll explain, because you're probably thinking like we were when we first heard it. That's weird.
That's something.
It's real.
Oh, in case anybody's been missing Batman talk.
Yep, it's back. That's not going to end. But maybe it'll fade into the background a little bit, but we'll keep it going.
It's always there.
There's a real Batman movie on the way sometime soon.
You can see that, and then of course we talk about the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Seth Rogen turtle movie.
Yeah, if you're looking forward to that.
So if you want to say hi, text us and say hello at 877-2-RadioU. Join us also at RadioU Riot. We did an after show yesterday.
Yes.
We tried the new Lay's summer flavor potato chips.
Yeah.
So if you want to watch that and see Hudson and say hi there, you are welcome to.
It was a lot of fun.
It was good.
And they were pretty delicious. So that was a good way to start the day yesterday. It is the Riot.
Bye, guys.
Where do you go when you need someone to listen to your problems and give you a big hug? Not here, obviously. This is The Riot on Radio U.
Take a walk with me to Poplar Bluffs, Missouri. I hope I'm saying that right. Poplar
Bluffs.
Poplar Bluffs.
Or I guess there's no S, so Poplar Bluff.
Poplar Bluff. That's right. Poplar. There's only one single bluff.
It feels like there should be an S there, but we have not been to Poplar Bluff, Missouri.
No, I haven't. I imagine a sleepy town, not a whole lot going on, except there's a crime ring taking down all of the Little Debbies throughout the city. Throughout the village ever since January 1st. The new year brought a new dawn of crime to the town.
I really appreciate that Hudson thinks your area is so small that it's a village.
It's a village, yes.
I think it's a bigger town than that.
It's a village. It doesn't even have cars in my mind. There's just horse and buggies.
Crime? Is there police? They don't have anything. The
it's
constable?
It's just one constable.
Like, what do you have?
I have no idea. Like, Poplar Bluff probably has like 100,000 people there. And just because it's in Missouri and I've never heard of it.
I'm sure it's wonderful, but there's a volunteer force.
That's right. That's why they can't take this crime ring down. But
what are they doing?
Well, on January 1st, it was a husband, or I guess that's assuming a lot. It was a man and a woman, husband and a wife.
You put them together and they're not even.
Yeah, well, you know, the couple that commits crimes together stays together. There was a man and a woman. Uh-huh. They pulled up in a Lincoln sedan. They pull up to this storage unit, and they steal just cases and cases. 3 cases of strawberry shortcakes, 2 cases of zebra cake rolls. 3 cases of Susie Q's.
Oh, no, unicorn cakes.
2 cases of unicorn cakes. 2 cases of birthday cakes. Oh, and 8 cases of bagged donuts. So
now, for the Little Debbie stuff, when you say case at first, I was like, oh, you mean like a box of zebra cakes?
Right. I'm thinking like one of the trays or something. Yeah. Well, I don't know how big it can be because it's a Lincoln sedan and they got all of this stuff in there.
They got a lot.
So, it sounds like a lot, and I'm sure it is in the Little Debbie cake world.
They're saying that there's very much a black market for snack cakes right now. So they call it, like, think back to booze back into in the day with like liquor and stuff with that. Well, now it's snack cakes.
I wonder how easy that is to sell. How do you
Well, okay, now Hudson, do we really want to know how easy is it to sell zebra cakes and snack cakes?
If we wanted a zebra cake, would we really ask
village?
Questions? Yeah, right.
Like, I don't think it's hard at all.
There's not. If you can get a discount in that village, you're going to take it.
This isn't a blanket outside a van at a gas station. Like, this is snack cakes.
Right.
You would even just go to your family and friends, and they'll all buy them up.
Right, of course. So that was on January 1st. And the funny thing is, they have this all on video. Mm-hmm. It was on a security cam. And so they're thinking, we can just solve this. And what has been almost, I guess it's 6 months now, and they haven't caught him. And then fast forward here to very recently, you've got another incident. 2 men this time also broke into a different storage unit and walked away with a bunch of other, they haven't figured out all of the inventory yet, but a bunch more cases of Little Debbie snack cakes. So now they're trying to figure out, is this connected?
Storing them? And then,
yeah, right. What is the storage unit situation where all these Little Debbies are kept?
Well, it feels like an inside job because someone knew they knew the Debbie cakes were there.
Right. Were they just going through all the storage units? Nope, that's just boxes.
No, they knew. They knew what they were doing.
It had to be.
So they want help identifying the people stealing all the Little Debbie snack cakes in Poplar Bluff, Missouri.
Yeah.
And they want the public to help identify them.
The constable needs help. All he has is security footage that clearly shows their faces.
What a show that would be.
It would.
That would be an amazing show.
A Discovery Channel special right there.
It is. Or I feel like a podcast where instead of it being like a serial one, it's a snack cake
a true crime, yeah.
True crime one.
Yep, and it could be called Little Debbie seems too on the... I don't know what it would be called, but...
Small Susie. Small Susie it is.
What's worse than the worst of the riot? The worst of the riot podcast. Yeah. You did this to yourself. Podcast. Riot. RadioU.
Father's Day is coming up.
I don't like these though when it's like you can't buy this and it's not available to try to win until Father's Day.
Yeah, so it's not.
You need to plan for something else for your dad.
Right. They're trying to get the Father's Day promotion out of it, but your dad's going to be as disappointed as a dad can be.
You won't have anything even if you happen to win the chance to buy one.
You just show him a picture of what you might be able to get him.
Well, this one's a weird one.
But yeah, what better way to say I love you, alcoholic dad, than with a...
Oh, no, don't say that. That's going to hurt. That's going to hurt.
New Balance. It's a New Balance shoesie. It is a beer koozie brought to you by Miller Lite and New Balance. And
you can put other drinks in it.
You could.
You could be like, it's a sparkling water shoesie. It's totally different.
If your dad's really into
whatever drink. Kombucha? Like, you can put whatever you want that your dad likes to drink.
Isn't kombucha alcoholic too, a little bit?
No, it's fermented, I think.
Oh, so it doesn't count.
Well, no, it's healthy, but no, I don't think it's anything.
But yeah, it is Miller Lite. I don't think it's... No, it is branded Miller Lite. You can see it on there. But the thing is, like, it is... it's
a shoe.
It looks like a shoe if it was just a shoe where there was no like foot part of it.
Yeah.
It was just for a heel or a peg leg. That's what it looked. This would be a good gift if your dad has a peg leg.
Okay, you're really hitting a lot.
Yeah.
So if you are interested, it's identical, they say, to a 624 or 624 trainer, but it's just designed for a can.
Yeah.
And it's the same material, so it has a rubber sole, breathable leather, and that's it. It's a New Balance shoe. It's a shoesie.
It does look... as far as koozies go, it looks like it would be very stable.
It does.
Because it has like the wide base there, so that's a positive.
It kind of feels weird. It looks like it'd be a bit much to hold, though.
Yeah, it does feel like it wouldn't be so convenient in that regard. Maybe you'd have to... Maybe it's more of a cup holder shoesie.
You can't fit that in a cup holder.
No, but I just mean like you set it down on the table, you put the whatever your drink of choice is in the shoe, but then you pull the drink out to drink it instead of picking up this whole ridiculous shoe.
Well, it'd be a conversation starter
for sure.
If you get one. So they're doing that through the Shoesie. That's the website for it on Father's Day. So that's coming up on the 20th. And you can enter for your chance to win a Shoesie that morning.
You could make it like a little game with your dad, you know? Like
it's not
even about getting the gift. It's about the memory you'll make as you go to the website and see if you get to win the shoesie.
I think you need a backup plan.
Yeah, a tie.
I think you do.
A Miller Lite tie, maybe you could get him.
It doesn't have to be beer related. It could, again, just be anything.
It could.
But there's a countdown at the Shoesie website, so it's 18 days.
Oh, the anticipation is building.
It is building.
And
if
that's
you want
a good point. Father's Day, 18 days away.
Gosh, it's so big. It's just, and I'm not. I'm not a koozie person, but
no, I've discovered that I'm not.
They're
not
hold
that convenient. Yeah, my hand doesn't get that cold. Oh, just set it down.
Well,
I guess I'm just not drinking beers in the alley enough to where this would be helpful.
You're not painting a good picture for whatever dad is getting this. You're saying that the dad has a problem with alcohol in the alley.
It's possible.
If not, a diet beverage of some sort could also fit in the shoe.
I also think, as I look at it, it has massive dad shoe energy, doesn't it?
Oh, it does.
Like this looks like the shoe that you'd pair up with cargo shorts and wear to the Home Depot. It
was I think it was trending a while back on TikTok and stuff where it would be like, oh, you hit what birthday would it be? Like your 30th birthday? And everybody would show like you were going to go buy a shoe and this is the style of shoe you now have to have.
This is it.
So if you need the shoesie to go with it, it's a New Balance shoe that they're doing as a koozie.
One last thing is do you wear your shoes and you think this is really, really great at keeping my foot cold?
No, I normally don't get shoes that have that much
padding, insulation.
No, I don't.
I don't think that. I think my feet get overheated, but that's because I guess my feet are already hot.
Yeah.
So if you put a cold drink in my shoe, maybe it would actually be pretty good.
I think this is made from the materials.
This would be great for the beach.
Yeah, okay, that's a good idea.
This is where that works.
No, I feel the lake.
The lake, that's right.
I feel it's the lake.
The Riot RadioU.
I don't know what it is, but there's just something about the last year or so that has made me very anxious about viruses and flus.
So when you see articles like this, you're like, well, let's just pause and maybe find out more about
Let's read about it and see if in a couple months we're about to be locked down again.
Well, for everybody else who was like, showing how they're done with their masks and things, it was funny because everybody was putting it back on and citing this article. So like, well, we'll just wait and see what this is.
Just in case. So this is once again from China, and this time it is the first case of the H10N3 bird flu. So you've heard of different bird flus before, but they'd be under different strains. Like I think H1N1 was the major one that you might remember because I think that was the first big one that caused an outbreak. I mean, I don't know that much about it, but this one is H10N3. They say it's been around since the 70s in birds. And it's somewhat rare, but it's never been detected in a human until it was about a month ago, where a 41-year-old man in Zhenyang developed a fever, was hospitalized on April 28th, and fortunately he has been dismissed from the hospital.
Well, they say that he received treatment, but I don't see anything else. I don't see the ending.
I thought he said that he did get
maybe They just say that.
I swear it said that somewhere. But
he went
maybe
to a local hospital
hopeful.
for treatment, and I want to know, how did that actually end?
Yeah, maybe we need to know more here. But
no, here it is. The man is now in stable condition, and he was ready to be released from the hospital.
Ready to be released. So we're good to go. But this is just the first case, and so there's like a mixed bag here, it seems. Because they say, like, there was a recent bird flu kind of outbreak. If you remember, in 2017 and 2018, it was a different strain, but that caused a 40% morbidity rate, which that means like 40% of people were dying.
Oh, gosh.
But it was only like 300 people.
Sure.
Because these don't spread the same way. If you're thinking of a coronavirus, that's what we all have in our minds right now.
But it doesn't spread the
that
same way?
Like, that's what made the coronavirus that we were dealing with so bad, still are dealing with. This, you really have to get it straight from birds to where I guess you're eating them.
No, remember they said the CDC and all that told everybody here, don't hug chickens.
Yeah, but that was salmonella.
Don't kiss them.
I think that still holds true, but I think that was salmonella.
Yeah, I just want to make sure we know what not to do.
But I still think that's probably a good idea. They also they do say that they've never found this specific virus in chickens. It's been wild birds and waterfowl. So don't hug any like egrets or ducks or geese.
I just wish that it would have said, like, what did he do? Why do they think he got it?
Well, I just feel it's safe that I'm going to stop eating all birds until this is cleared up.
Not chicken.
Not
chicken.
No, all right, chicken is okay, and that's the main one.
You just don't want the waterfowl.
I think it'll be good. I think I'll be able to cut out the other birds from my diet, and I think I'll be safe.
I don't know. You've been really into it.
I've been eating a lot of foie gras. So.
I know, and I told you to stop it.
Yeah, it's going to catch up to me one day.
So that's the first ever reported in a human for a 41-year-old man.
Yeah.
The worst podcast with the best listeners. This is the Worst of the Riot podcast.
I have to laugh, though, about this story because looking at the picture of the Shake Shack fries, I got a big bulk bag of like crinkle cut fries at Costco the other day. And I've been putting them in the air fryer and like having crispy fries at home.
Yeah.
They look just like these fries.
Oh, yeah. They're probably from the same factory. The same production line.
I don't want to start a rumor or anything or a lie in case it's not true, but I will tell you they are surprisingly the same.
I didn't even, it didn't even like register with me at first, but crinkle cut fries I feel aren't the most enticing of the fries.
Oh, well, there's the door.
We disagree here?
I love crinkle cut fries.
I just think there are certain fries that are good for just a conveyor belt for sauce of some type or another. And then there's certain fries that can stand on their own. And I find that the crinkle cut fries are good for the sauce.
It's fun. It's just a little architect design. It's just something different.
Okay. Well, I didn't know that you were in elementary school, but...
Yeah, apparently when it comes to fries, I am.
When it comes to fries, we're kind of just there though in our all of our food choices.
I mean, remember,
We're dipping chips in frosting here.
I am the one with the big bag of them at home.
That's
so
right.
Obviously, I like crinkle cut fries.
You're an elementary schooler that at least can cook for yourself.
If you enjoy Shake Shack fries, though, this was being offered in New York, and now it looks like it's nationwide.
Yes, but only through June 12th.
Yeah, through
which is
June
a Saturday.
12th. It is and they're not free.
No, that's also true. They try to entice you in.
You get a free order of crinkle cut fries, but you have to purchase something.
Yeah.
So if you get a hamburger or a chicken sandwich from Shake Shack and you're vaccinated, and you show your COVID-19 vaccination card to the cashier when ordering, it's this is even. It's not available to those online.
Come on.
Mobile.
Oh, come on. Who's ordering in person?
Or delivery orders.
Oh, my goodness.
And it's only U.S. locations except airports, stadiums, and ballparks.
Oh, man. It almost makes it feel like they don't want to really give you the fries, doesn't it?
I don't go to Shake Shack often, but when I do, I go to the kiosk. I don't go to the individual at the front to order with them, so I wonder if the kiosk even counts.
Yeah, I don't know. That's a good point because you can't show your vaccination card to the kiosk. Although at the same time, I just wonder if you go up to the person and you say, I'd like the fries for free because I got vaccinated. Are they really going to check your card? Because that's what crosses my mind. I feel in our area.
Does anybody go to the Krispy Kreme? Do they check the cards there?
I don't know. That's what I always think because with our area, and I guess now everything's kind of really opening up to where almost nowhere is going to make you wear a mask. But it has been, a lot of places will say, if you're vaccinated, you don't have to wear a mask.
So you kind of knew they were vaccinated.
But you could tell that, I was going to say, you could tell that you would assume that a lot of the people not wearing masks weren't actually vaccinated just based off of statistics.
Sure.
But who's going to check? It's not like the grocery store employee that sees somebody without a mask. They're not checking everybody and saying, do you have your card with you, sir?
But here they say they will.
You think
do
they
have
will?
to show the card.
I don't know. I wonder how much that employee at Shake Shack is really going to put up a fight if you just say, I'd like my free fries.
Well, Angela
and they're going to be like, I'd like to see your card, please.
Angela says they check her card every time.
Really?
Angela,
every time?
How many times are we going to Krispy Kreme here?
Yeah.
Just be honest.
And what I also want to know is at Krispy Kreme, they'll keep giving you the donuts every day, right? They're doing that for a while.
For the whole year.
Yeah, for the whole year. If you go to Shake Shack every day between now and June 12th, they're going to give you a free fries every day?
That's a good question.
Or do you get like a punch card, or, do they mark you, do they stamp your hand to make sure you don't try to take advantage?
They don't have a limit, but I'm sure they'll look at you and judge you.
Yeah, that's true. The same employee sees you twice.
The riot isn't all bad, but this is the worst of the riot. RadioU.
This is a big step for airlines. I can't believe they're doing it. It's shocking to me that a pair of airlines, at the moment at least, are stopping sales of all alcohol on flights, and that would be Southwest and American Airlines will no longer be serving alcoholic drinks.
I wonder, I know that there's been a year of problems on airline flights, and a lot of it can be usually mask related.
Yeah.
But I wonder how much of that is just heightened when that person's been drinking too much. And I guess for some, it was a few weeks ago, the airline stewardess lady, she had 2 teeth knocked out.
That's what
and
they're
she was
saying.
punched.
This stems back because I was on a Southwest flight.
And maybe that was the last straw when it came to the safety of the people on the plane, and just not being attacked and stuff.
Yeah, alcohol certainly for that kind of behavior probably is not going to help. But does seem to be some kind of you see the people are acting that the playoff basketball games. If I could talk, that'd be great. And
it's only your job.
And now they're getting in fights on planes, which they've always been doing. All this stuff has always kind of happened, but it feels like it's been a little worse lately. And it's just maybe after being locked up for a year, a lot of us are just we've forgotten how to act around other people.
I think it's true. But
you get out in the world, and all of a sudden you have a lot of tension built up, and you got to let it out.
When people have such anxiety, I know quite a few people that will stop off at the beverage center before the airline flight. So it's not like if you take away the alcohol on the plane, that won't truly get rid of it. Because I know some people that are usually pretty buzzed by the time they get to the terminal.
That's right.
So I don't know how well that will affect on if they'll let you on the plane or not. But I know it doesn't help to have the alcohol available during the flight.
Yeah, it just feels like it would be, I don't know. I've never taken too much notice, but just based off of the prices that they charge for the drinks.
How much do they make from alcohol?
Yeah, that's
what
I was thinking. It feels like they, especially after a year where the airlines had a real struggle with finances, that it would be a big step for them to do this because it probably lose out on a lot of money from it. But.
Well, maybe airlines should look into, instead of taking everything that they've taken off the plane for us to enjoy, to make it a budget airline. If they just gave us, it doesn't even need to be good food, but if they just fed the people on the plane, you're not going to get in fights if you have just a constant source of food in front of you. Yeah. Not snacks, maybe a little bit more. And then people would sober up more.
That's what right.
You're tired when you're full.
It's funny that the airlines now, they're banning the alcohol. It feels like they've just, they've taken away they've taken away your emotional support animals. They've taken away
everything
your
else.
Alcohol. You've taken away your in-flight meals. It's almost like they want to make the flying a miserable experience. And no wonder people are getting flipped out on planes.
Well, I feel bad for the person who didn't realize they took it away, and then the poor crew that has to tell them.
That's going to be another incident.
Where the issue is.
They're all ready to get into a couple of gin and sodas or whatever you drink on a plane. I don't know. And
it's a ginger ale. That's what I have. I have a ginger ale every time.
Well, that's still available. That's still okay.
So
they'll give that to you.
Southwest and not happy though. Southwest and American Airlines, they're both of the airlines who are the alcoholic drinks will no longer be offered, and that is because of the recent fights between flight attendants and the passengers.
This is going to be a major blow to Mott's. The tomato juice.
Oh, the tomato
Because why are they going to have tomato juice on planes anymore? Nobody's just going to drink tomato juice. That they only had that for Bloody Marys.
I didn't even know what that was.
Yeah.
You're like, oh yeah, the tomato
juice. Yeah, they're gonna.
Don't they also do the apple juice?
Yeah, but what do you? Well, I guess the apple juice that's like for kids mostly.
Is it? Now
Mostly.
we have no reason to judge on anything you decide besides
you don't have alcohol to choose from, so if you want to go with apple juice, and that's what'll make you feel better.
I'm trying to look to see when this starts, but they say that a typical year would see about 100 to 150 incidents on a plane, and they say that there's been such a spike. It's been around 1,300 passengers since February of this year.
150 in a year to 1,300 in half a year.
In half a year.
Yikes.
So that's why they're just trying to...
We really did forget how to act.
It was bad enough the first time around, but now it's worse. Don't believe us? Just keep listening. You'll find out soon enough. This is the worst of the Riot podcast.
The question was... How long can we last with a big old cake, with a big old American flag just waving at us in the break room? And it was until now. That's the answer.
We got a cake yesterday, and that doesn't happen all the time, but lately it happens more often.
Twice it worked out because when Obadiah on his last day, I think he took the cake with him. Because I went looking for it and it was gone.
I didn't get a piece of cake too. And so I was like, he took the cake, which is totally fine.
Yeah,
but
it's fine.
He took the goodbye cake. Yeah. And so then everybody felt bad. So that's why they got us the other cake.
Oh, okay.
Okay. Like, here you go. We can have
I didn't know there was a story behind this cake.
There was a story behind it. Because I didn't know that you missed out on the cake too. But I came down. I got a bowl out of the cupboard.
Oh, no.
And
you
spoon.
Oh, no.
And I turned around. I was like, I had a lot of work that morning. I turned around. I was like, I'm having a piece of cake. Yep. And there was nothing. And then I went to the fridge because I thought,
yes, that's what I did. I thought it was in the fridge.
And then I was like, no! He took that cake!
And then you'd think, well, how bad can we really feel? Because it had Obadiah's name on it. It belonged to him.
But it was the whole cake. And so I was so sad about it. And other management heard about it that we missed it because they also missed out on the cake. So that's why we have it today. But I grabbed
it. Like literally 2 people got a piece of cake. It was Obadiah and Michael.
I don't know.
I think that was it. And
needed this cake.
And then Obadiah just took it home, which is fine. It's totally fine.
So I took our little coffee cups this morning and I got a little bit of the coffee that Hudson just made, and I put 2 scoops, little scoops, like little spoons of the cake into the coffee, and then I added some of the Italian like sweet cream creamer.
Because it wasn't sweet enough with just the cake and the icing.
It's amazing. It's amazing. Yeah. It's amazing.
Maybe we should just be baking cakes with coffee in them.
All the time?
Or is it like kind of the consistency that's making it good?
Well, I can tell that as it melts because each sip gets sweeter and sweeter and sweeter. It's like, this is the best idea ever.
It's the gift that keeps on giving.
So I don't care how dry that cake gets in there. Yep. You leave that cake in there because I'll just keep adding it to coffee.
You know what I do, and you've really tempted me now with that, because I will oftentimes, no matter how good the cake is and to stand on its own, I really love getting cake, putting it in a bowl, dropping some milk in there.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
You know what you should do first, though? You heat the cake up.
Ooh.
And then you pour milk over it.
That's a way to go. That's a way to go.
You do that, too?
Yes, I totally do.
We never have milk here, so it's like you can't do it here.
So it doesn't happen here. But usually when we have cake here, since it doesn't last very long, it never dries out to where you need to do that.
Because people are taking it home.
That's right. They just take it home and put the milk in it there. That's what Obadiah, he woke up this morning. He woke up late. He doesn't have to do the show anymore. And he's just eating cake for breakfast with a nice bowl of milk.
Oh my gosh. Thanks for saying that you also did not get it.
Well, now I didn't know that the reason the cake was in there was because we all missed out on the first cake.
It is.
So now I feel like I have to eat some, and I was avoiding eating some because I'm trying to be carb conscious.
No, you need
that
to.
Cake, I cannot turn a blind eye to how much carbs are probably in that cake.
Then just take a piece of the cake, put it in a bowl, and pour the coffee around it.
And then it's just a cup of coffee.
With the cake.
No, I'm just saying it's just a cup of coffee.
Yeah, your body
just to tell myself
that you're doing
if
okay.
you drink a cup of coffee and it happens to have cake in it, those carbs don't count.
Well, it's amazing. I know that you're like...
I've never done that.
I know everybody's probably like, but I don't have cake around. But when you do, when it rolls around next time, put that in a cup of coffee, add some creamer, just a splash.
Give it a shot.
And just enjoy.
I don't know if it's going to work for me if I do black coffee, if it'll be the same.
I bet it'll be good. Just add more icing.
It's the worst of the riot on RadioU.
We missed it. We missed National Naked Gardening Day or
we
World
miss all
Naked
the best
Gardening
days.
Day.
Yeah, we do.
Well, to me, every day is Naked Gardening Day.
Well, according to this, it seems like for some people it is.
It is.
But
how can you just constrict yourself to gardening naked only one day a year?
Well, I think sometimes you're supposed to wear clothes to protect you. Like if you're gardening from poison ivy or snakes or mulch.
Insects, cicadas.
Cicadas.
Yeah. Pesticides. You don't want to get that on probably a lot of parts of your body, but you at least have to wear gloves.
I know. Right? So wouldn't you think that your body would also want to be covered?
You would think.
Naked gardening's a thing, and I guess maybe is it naked gardening if you don't have neighbors or if you're in your backyard or something?
What? Wait, what do you mean?
Meaning like you can't naked garden out front, like if you're in a community.
I think that's what this study represents here. That's what they're trying to decipher. It's a study from lawnstarter.com, and they surveyed, this isn't just a survey like asking people where they like to naked garden.
Yeah.
They ranked cities across the U.S. based on a range of factors, including nudist friendliness, weather, and safety, because you wouldn't want to garden naked in a city that gets really cold. That would make gardening difficult, whether you're wearing clothes or not.
So basically, this is just a lot of really nice weather places. Right,
nice weather, and places that are a little more, just open. A little more open. Yeah, free. Free is a strong word, but you maybe could use it. Number one, I don't know if this is the list in order. I think it is. Number one, Miami.
Beautiful weather.
Yep, of course. You would expect that. And it's in Florida, so nobody cares. You might not even know you're gardening naked if you're in Florida.
It's just one of those things.
It's just the way it is. Austin in Texas was number 2. Seattle, number 3. Atlanta, Portland, Oregon, Anaheim, Orlando, Riverside, Irvine, and Santa Ana. That's
a lot of California there.
A lot of California where the weather's nice and they don't.
San Diego. Maybe it's just not as friendly.
That's probably 11 on the list. Portland is the one that you just know people are definitely naked gardening in Portland.
Well, I wouldn't think as much with the weather year round, but the welcoming.
Yeah.
For however you want to garden.
I feel if you some places, if you were out naked gardening, certain cities, your neighbors could look down on you and they'd be like, how dare you? In Portland, Oregon, you, as the naked gardener, would look down on other people if they were judging you for naked gardening, don't you think?
I know you're in an area where you're like, if you just garden normal, like with clothes, like they judge you that way.
I'm in an area, where, you do wonder,
I would think you'd get arrested.
Out?
You can't be naked. Maybe
it's your own property.
But like on the front of the property where you're around other people.
Kids are walking by.
Yeah, kids and stuff. Yeah. I mean, again, the back may be one thing, but I guess I just didn't think you could do that.
I don't know. Can you be naked inside your own home with the windows open?
Why is the bigger question. Why? But everybody's different. I have all my indoor plants, and those are fine.
And you garden those naked?
No, everybody just gardens normal with clothes on. In fact, you know what? I'll be the opposite. I'm going to put a hoodie on and more clothes.
Get extra clothes.
I'm adding stuff.
I really do have to question what we were talking about earlier, where you. Like when you're gardening, you almost always are wearing some kind of gloves.
Yeah.
I really don't think you'd want to be barefoot. So then you're just out there, no pants, no underwear. No shirt. Just your boots, your gardening boots, and those big gloves that come up to your elbows.
They need to realize none of us are gardening anyway, so we don't even have to worry.
That's not the kind of life we live. But if you want to do some naked gardening, these are the 10 cities to go to.
You should be in basically places in Florida and California.
Go to where it's warm. Yep, go to where it's warm and where they'll be free with you.
We've done you a favor by selecting the best of the worst and compiling it all in one place. Riot Podcast, RadioU.
Okay, Nikki, what is your relationship with the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles?
Nothing really at all. I think my brother liked him growing up, but outside of that, I think Eric's mom gave him some of his turtle stuff when he moved out.
Here, have some of your turtle stuff.
Yeah, they always give out here was your comic books and
comic books.
Don't want it anymore in their place, so they give it to you. But outside of the turtle stuff, I don't think there was anything else.
So you never played the I was never into the show, but I do remember playing one of the old Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle video games.
Oh, was that fun?
Yeah, those are pretty fun. And I don't think I've ever seen. I feel like there's been a handful of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle movie franchises they've tried to get up started these last couple of years. And
I do know that it's still popular.
Yeah.
Everything that is nostalgic is very popular in the past last year.
Because this is such a late 80s and then 90s thing. It's all that nostalgia is coming back. And now Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles is being revived in a new movie franchise with Seth Rogen at the helm. Seth Rogen and Evan Goldberg.
Who's that?
Well, they always work together. I don't know if we would recognize. Yeah, but they when Seth Rogen does a movie like Superbad or Pineapple Express or whatever movies he does, the Sausage Party one.
Seth and I don't have the same humor style.
No.
And sometimes I'll laugh at some things, but majority of the jokes I do not get.
Yeah.
I get them, but I don't it's not my favorite.
He doesn't have a very good batting average in my book.
No, it's either. I think he expects everybody to be high when they're watching it. And so he himself is high so much that the humor doesn't work too. I'm just at the movie theaters just watching a movie. It doesn't always work.
I find that Seth Rogen, as a character, when he's a bit guy, where he's not the center of attention for a movie, he can be very funny that way. But I'm not as interested in the things where he's more of the star or where he is the brains behind the project.
Well, that's this.
But
so I don't know how well this will work out.
All that said, I do think, like we said, where the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, it's nostalgia for people that grew up in the 80s and 90s. And they're about the age where maybe Seth Rogen appeals to them a little more. And the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles kind of lend themselves to kind of gross and weird humor and stuff. So I see the fit. I do. But I don't know if it's going to be for me.
We'll have to see.
I was never a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle fan either.
So basically last summer they announced Paramount Nickelodeon were going to work with his company to make a reboot of the animated. So this is an animated.
Oh, animated. Now that changes things a little bit.
It's an animated Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles movie. And so now they have a release date. It'll be August 11th of 23.
So you still got a ways time to prepare yourself.
Lots of time until then.
Well, it's Seth Rogen. It's Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. They're going to put they got to put a lot of effort into this. You know what I mean?
I don't know.
Really working hard to make sure they get a quality product.
I don't know about that.
So it's going to take the whole 2 years to do that.
I'm not sure. We'll see what happens, but you have a lot of time until it comes out and, a lot of time until you get an actual trailer for it.
You know what I just heard about regarding the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles? It's not new, maybe a couple years old. Mm-hmm. There was a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Batman crossover.
Like a movie or a show?
Yeah, I think it was
comic book.
I think it was a straight to TV or straight to streaming service, straight to DVD, some kind of movie like that. And that could be interesting.
Where's that at?
Yeah, we got to find that out. If anybody is familiar, let me know. I just heard about it in passing the other day.
Is it one of those legend things?
Yeah, right. Maybe it doesn't actually exist. I don't know. You would think it would be on HBO Max. So one more reason for me to have HBO Max and eventually one day possibly watch that.
That's the reason.
I guess I've got a lot of other things on my list.
That's why you want to pay monthly for HBO Max?
No, it's just an added perk. I've got the option there. Just in case one day I get so inclined that I actually go through the effort of looking it up.
They got you then, so you're going to stick with them forever.
I'm already in. I might as well get my $16 worth.
Giving every novelty food the publicity it so blatantly desires. It's The Riot on RadioU.
Well, you start with a little kernel of knowledge, and all of a sudden it blossoms into a whole stalk of
I meant to tell you
about Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
If you ever wanted to know anything about that side of like the entertainment industry, just ask our audience.
Yep, that's right. We've built up a strong connection, a strong knowledge base there.
We were talking about Seth Rogen's Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle reboot of an animated movie that they're doing, but it's not till like 23.
Okay.
So you have some time.
Years from now.
And then Hudson remembered and wondered if it was really real, a Batman Turtles movie or show that had come out, and it was.
And I heard it on a podcast very recently where they just mentioned it, and it was like, yeah, this is out there. They were talking about other Batman stuff. And then here comes Chris, who says that he rented the Batman Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles movie on Google Play during the quarantine, which
feels
right, really appropriate, doesn't it? He says it is hilarious. And spoiler alert, especially when Batman says cowabunga and it's pizza time.
That's I saw that clip on YouTube.
So they really rolled that in. And then also Chad, maybe he's listening to similar podcasts because he says the Batman Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle movie was a crossover that's not considered canon, but it is a part of the animated universe, and it's similar to, he says, Samurai Batman. I don't know what that is. I had just heard about Batman Ninja as well, which is a Batman anime movie that you can stream on HBO Max.
Dude, how much Batman stuff is there?
Yeah. Don't even get started.
How deep does this go, guys?
I mean, he's been around on TV since the 60s.
I know, but to me, I'm just like, the swear to me is like as deep as I go. Like the one guy.
You haven't gone deep enough. You got to check out this Teenage Mutant, which the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles crossover, that is only available to rent if you want to watch it like legally, as far as I can find, according to justwatch.com. But the Batman Ninja, if you really want to get into some weird Batman stuff, because that's another one I heard about on the podcast, that's on HBO Max. Ooh. And that one I've heard, like, I guess if you're into anime, that's really the type of thing you might like.
Well, the Batman one with turtles, which, again, sometimes we say the weirdest things here. That is only from 2019.
Yeah, they're both really recent.
We thought they was way older than that.
Yeah, at least a couple of years. So,
well, now you got something to watch.
Add these to your list. Even the most accomplished Batman and Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle fans might not realize that these were out there.
Well, it's available in low quality on YouTube in sets of 4 minutes.
And that's free. You just have to deal with maybe also ads if you don't pay for the YouTube Premium. So
you can find it. If not, if anybody else watches it.
Let us know. Maybe it's worth the $3.99. That's a small price to pay.
How long is it, though?
Oh, I don't know that.
Because if they're like, it's 45 minutes, I don't know.
That's a lot to spend.
I could make do
with
hour
24.
I can make do with the 4-minute clips on YouTube if I only need to do it for
I think that's
long.
really enough of the taste that I probably need also.
If you just look for the pizza cowabunga part, you're fine.
I am intrigued, though.
You might be thinking that this won't be quite as bad the second time around. Well, you'd be greatly mistaken. You're listening to the worst of the Riot podcast.
Do you ever just feel like with technology you're never impressed anymore? Even the most amazing feats that like years ago we would have never dreamed of, and now it just feels you just yawn at it. Like this one, where we now have a new supposed world record for fastest phone charging.
Yeah, this actually is impressive. They say that Xiaomi, which is the company, can fully charge a phone in 8 minutes using a wired hypercharge system. If you're using a wireless charging system, it would be 15 minutes to fully charge a phone.
That 0 to 100. That does feel impressive. I don't know. Whenever I'm in a pinch and I need to charge my phone, and it's at 0, I never wait till it gets to 100. But then I don't know if I could wait 8 minutes. Do you think you could wait 8 minutes? You give it 4 minutes, it's at 50%. That's good enough. That's going to last you a long time.
If I'm at 0, or close to a dead battery, I'll charge to 20%.
Yeah.
But that's about all I can, unless it's at nighttime, or I'll find a wired charging thing.
Yeah.
Because I still think I use a charging It's like a reclining system.
Oh, okay.
It doesn't lay down flat, but it reclines, and it charges my watch and my AirPods.
Yep.
So I kind of have that, and I don't think it's a fast charge compared to if I had a dedicated thing for it.
I don't have a wireless charger for my phone, and I never got the convenience of that.
It's nice when you can just lay it there. Like it just.
But why? I want to have it in my hand.
Yeah,
so
but
if it's in my hand, it can't be laying flat.
If you're charging it at night, Hudson.
Oh, okay.
Do you hold your phone at night?
Is that better for the phone? I should. I might as well be.
Sometimes when my phone's like close to dying, does anybody else do this? I'll put it on the charging mat and then I'll lay to my side so you can
watch it. Like it's your little baby.
Yeah, like I'm
watching your baby sleep. Yes, it's like your newborn in the hospital.
Gently watching it.
Your face is pressed up against the glass. Look at it there. And
then I'm like, it's charged enough so I can turn to the other side and hold it.
There you go.
Well, this company is saying that for Xiaomi that it's a record holding like fastest sort of thing for a full charge.
I think it is impressive, but I don't feel as impressed as if you told me this 5-10 years ago when you just felt like either your phone battery, like you could never find the charger, you could never get it to charge when it was at the lowest point. You know what I mean? Like you get these emergencies and that's when your charger is missing.
That's what they were saying, how it doesn't really help if you're in an emergency situation and you need a specialized charger that really needs to be at home, like to the wall, like not like in your car. Or if you're just portable, you can't get the charging speed that way.
You plug the charger into your car and your car battery dies and then you have a whole new problem.
Then while your battery in your car charges, you're laying to your side, watching it.
Looking at your car.
Watching your car do that. And they're also saying that for Xiaomi, that in the past they have done these things where, look how this can actually be so amazing, but it never makes it to the phone that goes for sale to the public.
Of course not. And how much would you have to pay, too? And it just wouldn't be worth it. And again, the other thing is, it used to feel that your phone your phone battery would die quick enough to where this would be exciting.
Yeah.
Now you get your phone to 20%, and that's going to give you a good long while until you can go to bed, maybe. So.
Well, Xiaomi did this 2 years ago as well, and they had gone 17 minutes for a full charge wired, 23 minutes for a wireless one. Now they're down to 15 minutes and 8 minutes.
They're getting there.
The worst of the riot is over, but the fun can keep going.
Hey, I saw you checking out my goods.
Check the Riot blog or stalk us on social media.
You want to sample them? A little try before you buy, huh?
Through riot.radiou.com.